Hello, this is Steve Malone with Compass FX. Hope you're doing well today and you're getting some good trades. A couple of weeks ago in one of my videos, I did this trick in MT4 that allowed me to move from a larger time frame chart to a smaller time frame chart, but yet when I moved from one chart to the other, the price action stayed exactly at the specific date and time. So I've had some folks write me and say, what's the trick in moving from one time frame to another, but yet price action ends up being at the exact same time and date? For those of y'all a bit unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, let me give you an example of what most people have to deal with in MT4. Let's say, for instance, I want to see what's going on in that bar right there. I want to go and take a closer inspection of what happened on that bar. And let's say, here I am on a 4-hour chart, and let's say I want to go down to a 15-minute chart. Well, typically what happens when that 15-minute chart comes up, it scrolls all the way to the end, and then I have to end up having to go back in time or take off the scroll up here, turn that to auto scroll, turn that off, and then scroll back in time and eventually find what took place in that 4-hour bar. Well, let me show you this little trick that you don't have to do that. There's another way to go about doing this. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart. Let's reset everything the way I had it. So let's say, for instance, I want to see this bar right here. That looks like a pretty strong pullback on this upward move. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the auto scroll. That's this little green arrow right here. I'm going to click that so it's off. When I do, you'll notice in the lower left hand corner way down here this like half triangle. If you click on the triangle, that's actually called a fixed chart position, and you move it right there, right on that bar. You can see that I'm moving it right to the bar here. I let go. So again, this right here is known as the fixed chart position. Okay? So I'm going to look to see what took place on this bar. Now before I make a change, just to show you what I'm talking about here, I'm going to grab the vertical line and I'm going to put it right on that bar so that we know the time and date here. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to the 15-minute chart. When the 15-minute chart appears, exact time and date, and there's no scrolling of the chart, I get to see exactly what happened at that time on the 15-minute chart. Now let's say I want to go down to the 5-minute chart, get even closer in inspection. Leave it set where it's at. When the 5-minute chart appears, notice same time and date. Let's do this one more time. We'll go to the Canadian dollar on a 4-hour chart. Again, to get the little triangle in the lower left hand corner, I need to come up here to the auto scroll and turn it off. Just click it to turn it off. Okay? Now if you don't see the auto scroll, it's generally in your charts window. And if you don't see the charts window, go to View, Toolbars, Charts. If you don't see it, let's say you don't have it, go click View, Toolbars, Charts, and usually it's going to appear right up in the toolbar automatically. So View, Toolbars, Charts, it's gone. View, Toolbars, Charts, and it appears. So make sure that it's turned off. If you notice that when it's turned off, I've got this little half triangle right down here in the lower bottom. I noticed that there's this kind of doji situation right here. I want to go see what took place at that time. So again, I'll put my little triangle right on that level. Again, this is the fixed chart position. I'll put the vertical line there so we have a fixed point that we can refer to. So it's June the 5th at 1600 hours. Again, this is a 4-hour chart. Let's go see what took place on the 30-minute chart. On the 30-minute chart, we end up at the exact same time, and we can see on the 30-minute chart that the market went down and right back up over a period of, it looks like 2, 3, 4-hour period of time, a lot of up and down, which kind of makes sense. We started high, went low, ended up about halfway in the middle by the end of that 4-hour period, and I can see that in the 30-minute chart. So this is the technique for moving from a larger time frame, or really any time frame, to another time frame, maintaining the same date and time. So I would recommend review this video and use this technique to help you get around the MetaTrader 4 platform a lot easier than you have been doing, especially if you're having to scroll back quite often. Well, folks, this is Dean Malone with Compass FX. Hope some of the information I've shared with you will help you get around the MetaTrader 4 platform a little bit easier. Y'all make it a great day. Get some good trades. We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.